Welcome back to Hold the Phone YouTube. Here are our best bets for Thursday Night Football. We appreciate each and every single one of you tuning back into the #1 sports betting show here on YouTube. As always, like the video, subscribe to the page. We have one hell of an Amazon Prime time game between the Texans and the Billies. Loop, I'm ready to dive in head first. How we feeling? How we looking?
Scary game, dude. Haven't slept all week. Scary game. Bills at Texans. Bills giving 6 on the road. When I first saw the spread, I thought it was going to be a CJ Stroud game, but it looks like it's going to be Davis Mills. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about this. I feel like we finally got to an answer that we're comfortable with, but it's been an uncomfortable process.
Yeah, correct. It's been about 72 hours from hell.
I mean, you left the country.
Yeah, I literally woke up in a different place. And that's what sometimes Davis Mills will do to you. Look, our pets' heads are falling off with this one. Not only is it a short, but we have a team coming in off beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where Josh Allen looks like Superman, superhero, Batman, everything combined into one with 6 touchdowns.
Yep.
And then on the other side of the football, you have Davis Mills, who was just tied with the Tennessee Titans with 5 seconds to go in a football game. So where do you go? Who do you turn to? It feels like Davis Mills and the Texans have just been able to skinny by to keep some sort of life into the season, keep the season alive. I'm shocked to not see CJ Stroud in this ball game, but the fact that there's a possibility of us putting U.S. currency on Davis Mills versus Josh Allen in a football game just blows my mind. But
yeah.
Reasons that we're going to trickle down the road on, let's dive in more into it.
Like, here's the thing. If you're betting on the Texans and it's a classic fade the public spot, you're betting on the best unit in this game being the Texans defense, which it probably is. As good as the Bills offense is, the Texans are the #1 defense in football. So you're hoping that you're at home, you can stop the Bills. Josh Allen's going to have less than 6 touchdowns, and against the Bills D, even maybe Davis Mills can move the ball a little bit. But I got an interesting nugget for you. Since September 14th, when the Bills beat the Jets week 2, so it's been 66 days, the Bills only have 1 road win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So we haven't seen a lot of good stuff from Buffalo on the road. They've lost 2 of 3 since then on the road, and they've had 4 home games during that stretch. Their only win was at Carolina, where they won 40-9. They have losses in Miami and losses in Atlanta, and Atlanta hasn't won a game since then.
And crazy enough, we've seen the Buffalo Bills, their last few primetime games. They lost outright to the Falcons. They lost outright to the Patriots. And the Dolphins covered against them in Buffalo on Thursday Night Football. So, I mean, their last 3 primetime games have all been 0-3 against the spread and 1-2 straight up.
Yep.
For the Allen team and the Buffalo Bills. I mean, sometimes it just feels like it's a one-trick pony, and that's Josh Allen.
Right.
That's out of the bag. This Buffalo Bills defense is far from a good unit. Their #1 thing going into this game is they cannot stop the run. So you're telling me we can take a home underdog team indoors with a great defense, not a great defense, probably the best defense statistically in the National Football League right now outside of the Broncos, Eagles, a couple other squads. And we can maintain the clock and the ball and ground and pound against a Buffalo defense. I mean, at this point, it almost seems like it doesn't matter.
No.
Who's for the Texans, because if we know that their defensive unit at home on a short week can battle against this Buffalo Bills team, what does the Buffalo Bills have to offer? Like, there's no one that scares me weapon-wise. There's no more Dalton. You have Mr. Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman, who's been also injured. Then, on the opposite side of the football, at least we have – and it's going to be very hard for James Cook to get things going. And as we know, James Cook goes, the Buffalo Bills go. The Buffalo Bills go when James Cook goes. And like we just said, you're coming off a 6-touchdown game, and you have to play a football game 3 days later on the road against a top defense. Something that was a crazy, insane statistic that I came across is Josh Allen in his career has played 29 teams where defenses are allowing 20 points per game or less. So top defenses. He's done it 29 times in his career. He's 24-5 straight up.
That doesn't strike a lot of confidence in me about the Texans, dude. Now you're scaring me.
23-6. 23-6 against the spread. So
well, now I'm worried, dude. Now I'm worried.
Sometimes putting faith and trust into a defense against Josh Allen isn't all sunshine and rainbows. However, I'd love to know how many of those opportunities have come on a short week. Yep. I mean, we've seen time again this season, the home team on a Thursday night game is a little bit more difficult. I mean, I just hope that we don't trickle down the road of the Tennessee Titans, or excuse me, the Houston Texans, and all of a sudden the Houston Texans defense isn't playing the way that we intended for, and Josh Allen's doing Josh Allen things, but I just don't see that.
Yep. Listen, like if you watch this show, you know we only had one choice this week, and it was to take the Texans +6. And Davis Mills, hey, if he's learned anything, it's throw the ball to Nico Collins. Over the last 3 games, Nico has 36 targets for 23 catches. And against this Bills D, a number 1 wide receiver can eat. You're just hoping that the Texans can maybe get up early, control the clock, not let Josh Allen be. I think, like you said, the most important thing is going to be stopping James Cook. If you can stop James Cook and make Josh Allen beat you, get to him, maybe the Texans can even win this game outright. Like the Bills, as great as they are and as much as everybody loves them, they've still had some really sketchy results this year. Like they lost 30-13 the last time they played on the road to the Dolphins. They lost to the Falcons, like I said, on the road. They lost to the Patriots at home on prime time. This team is far from perfect, and the Texans are not a bad team.
We don't need a miracle, miraculous game from Davis Mills.
No, just do enough.
6 points in the National Football League is a lot of points. And for a team whose now season is right at the doorstep on a Thursday night at home, a 5-5 ball club, welcoming in the Buffalo Bills, who has had a seesaw of a season, a seesaw of emotions where, they lose to the Dolphins and then get a massive win against the Bucs. But before losing to the Dolphins, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. It's like it goes up and down, back and forth. And there's just no one on this Buffalo Bills team right now that worries me outside of Josh Allen.
Those pillars behind you, dude. Those are big. It looks like you're at the Capitol. Are you at the White House? Where are you? Those are nice pillars back there.
They're questioning me about all the gambling in the NBA.
Yeah, all right. Let's get to the same game parlay. First, we're going to tell you a little bit about SeatGeek. All right, it's the heart of the sports season. There's nothing better than giving out the gift of a game. That's why I go to SeatGeek. We got college football playoffs. We got the NFL in the thick of it. We got college hoops starting. SeatGeek's got over 70,000 games. You go on the app, you choose from a game, give a gift to a relative, and if you want to get 10% off, use code LOCKS10. Click the link in the description. Download the app. It'll automatically put the code in for you. 10% off any game. SeatGeek, the best app out there. All right, Thursday night, we got a same game parlay plus 725. We didn't win on the spread last week. Oh, no, we did. We pushed on the spread last week, but we did hit the same game parlay. People like to comment us when we don't get the game right, but hey, as long as we're getting something right, especially if it's plus money, then lay off. You know what I mean?
Look, this game is not for the faint of heart. This is a tricky ball game, and if we believe that there is a narrative with us backing the Houston Texans, Texans +6, Texans +6, Texans +6. This is kind of the same game parlay and the game script and the narrative that we're going to need and able for this ball game to be a slow barn burner.
Yeah.
What we believe that the Houston Texans need to do, and then what we see a possibility Bills to do. So, Luke, we have 4 legs. The hold the phone Thursday night football, same game parlay, plus 725. Put it in the pipe and smoke it, Luke. Give us leg number 1.
Leg number 1, if this doesn't hit, something crazy has happened. Davis Mills maybe threw 4 touchdowns. We're going under 50 for the game.
Under 50 for the game.
I mean, Although the Texans should just come off a game against the Jags where it went over 50, but for the most part, well under that, especially with Davis Mills under center. They're going to want to control the clock. If they want to be in this game, I feel like the under is a good play if you're going to take Texans on the spread. I also like a Texans under teaser, get them up to plus 12.
I mean, the
leg number 1 under 50.
44 points, and now it's a short week. And this is a low number that we are pushing up to 50 points.
Yep.
The Houston Texans, their game script is going to be pounding the rock and keeping it between the tackles and trying to chew clock and control the ball game and control time management and clock management. Luke, legs number 2 and 3.
Me? Woody Marks, 50 plus. Dawson Knox, 25 plus. You know Woody Marks' real name is Joe Quavius?
I love that.
Yeah, Joe Quavius, DeQuain, Woody Marks.
That's incredible.
It's a mouthful.
You want to talk about a guy who sounds like he's at the Capitol.
Yeah, sure. You love Dawson Knox, too. 25 plus should be easy.
Look, we just talked about needing to pound the rock and maintain and control the game for the Houston Texans. They know that Davis Mills isn't going to go toe-to-toe with Josh Allen. That's not the game that we want to play. That's not the tempo. That's like, you're running up and down the floor with the 2019 Warriors. You're going to want to slow the game down.
Yep.
By doing that, rolling with Woody Marks at 50-plus rushing yards and leg number 4, Nick Chubb, 25-plus rushing yards is exactly where we want to be. Two-headed monster, ground and pound. The weakest point of this Buffalo Bills team is the defensive, just being able to stop the run. On the defensive side of the football, being able to stop the run. Time and time again, we've seen Sean Tucker last week come out of the woods and put up 3 touchdowns and go for a massive game against this Bills defense. Devon Achane had a all-time run up and down the field, drag your nutsack across the Buffalo Bills' forehead down in Miami. Goes up and down the field. These are running backs just fully taking advantage. If you're in the Houston Texans organization and this isn't a game plan on a 3-day notice, I don't know what is. Atlanta Falcons, how did they lose that game? Bijan Robinson them to death. Like, this is the weak point in being able to get through to this Buffalo Bills team that, as we've already said, seems like a one-trick pony with Josh Allen wearing a cape. On the Buffalo Bills side of the football, obviously it's going to come by any means necessary. There's a lot of mouths to feed. We're not going to get in bed with Josh Allen. We're not going to get in bed with James Cook getting frisky with their feet. I always love getting frisky with their feet on a primetime game. This one's a little bit more tricky, but with no Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox being a big target, tight end always open on a primetime game, love Dawson Knox, 25-plus receiving.
Yeah, it's almost like correlated without being correlated. We're going for a little narrative here. It's under 50. You need the Texans to move the ball on the ground. And Dawson Knox, 25 should come in his sleep. But, look.
Ding dunks, ding dunks. Maybe Josh Allen, I was looking at Josh Allen's rushing, props. He's been getting, obviously, a lot of touchdowns with his feet. But him using his feet to make plays on the football field have not necessarily been there as much.
All right, only down by the red zone. I like that. All right, let's get to our sneaky props.
Very interesting. So, yeah, under 50 for the game, 25-plus for Nick Chubb, 25-plus for Dawson Knox, 50-plus for Nick Chubb, plus 725. Now a couple sneaky props.
All right, I'm going with the James Cook touchdown. I saw it at minus 120. I just feel like this is one of those games where against a good D, it's going to be like use your best stuff when you're down by the goal line and score by any means necessary. And I think that means giving the ball to James Cook and letting him take you to the glory land. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was a great, goes back to the beginning of time, primetime Cook touchdown.
Yeah.
Every time, no matter how maybe down and out or how tall of a task or how sketchy or sleazy. It almost seems like you forget that, when in doubt, James Cook it out. It just seems like in years past and in primetime games in the past, James Cook always finds the end zone.
Yep.
We always go into this not knowing. I never know what you're going to take, but James Cook on a primetime game, never a problem. All right, I'm going to go in the Houston Texans side of the football, and I am going to roll with Christian Kirk over 12.5 receiving yards. Probably the sketchiest, sneakiest, sleaziest prop of them all. Look, the last 2 games, we have seen 3 targets and we have seen 4 targets. Both games, he only brings in one of those receptions. Against Jacksonville, his former team with Davis Mills, 3 yards. Versus Tennessee Titans last week in Tennessee, 6 yards. So now it's sitting at 12.5. When Davis Mills came in at home against the Denver Broncos, Christian Kirk had 8 targets for 26 yards. He's going to get the targets. He's ahead, I believe, with this team than a Xavier Hutchinson. Mr. Higgins is obviously very solid, but Christian Kirk against a defense like the Buffalo Bills in the secondary, this might be a game where we're asking for 12.5 yards, 1 catch. I think this week he brings in 2 to 3 catches.
Yep.
Minimum 2 to 3 catches. Love Christian Kirk in this spot. If, God forbid, the Texans are working from behind, Christian Kirk is going to be a very reliable option. I love Christian Kirk. 12.5 receiving yards. Obviously, a lot of eyes are going to be on Nico Collins. Christian Kirk over 12.5 receiving. Love it.
All right, we gave you a game pick. We gave. I'm excited for this game. Like, it's not like we talk about a sketchy matchup a lot. This is a good one, though. You know what I mean? Little contrast of styles.
We'll always take a Josh Allen Buffalo Bills Thursday night game.
Yeah, I mean, you get to watch Josh Allen try to go up against the best defense in football. Doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah. It's very exciting. A movable object, unstoppable force type beat. A little bit of lyrics in this game, maybe.
Where the hell are you?
What?
Where the hell are you? I walked in the studio, expected you to be next to me, and then you're up there on the Capitol.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
In a bunker. Right after we hit this first touchdown, they're going to be coming after us. No.
Khalil Shakir, baby daddy?
Yeah. Khalil Shakir, first tutty. I think we might be jumping in bed with it. We were thinking about first touchdown, either him or Woody Marks, but I think it's going to be Khalil Shakir. We didn't get to talk about Shakir, but
congrats on the baby.
You just had a kid, so maybe an anytime touchdown, maybe receiving yards, maybe first touchdown. Well, all right. Texans +6, Godspeed, and a same-game parlay, and a little sneaky props from the fellas. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Got a dog right here. Look at this.
Let me see. Oh, what up, dog?
Audience of 1 right here.
Hell yeah.
We appreciate each and every single one of you. Obviously, massive week ahead for college football, NFL Week 12. We're going to look for the $500 free bet. We appreciate you. We thank you. Best of luck in all the Thursday night football endeavors, whether that's props, touchdowns, game pick. We'll be sweating as always until the break of dawn. We'll see you on the other side.